Hi, I'm Paul Roberts, and this is Conscious Counseling 101. I've taken a little break from counseling, and this one's a good one to start back up on. Why have I taken a break? Well, it seems like the world is a miserable place sometimes, doesn't it? But really, I think what's happening is we're seeing what mankind does, and we're not seeing or viewing or valuing the power that we have within inside our own selves. And I know that I have a great power, but whenever I use it, a lot of times it isn't received. And I think it's because those people that aren't receiving it are feeling the same way I am. They're looking around at all the things that are happening in the world and all the things that people are doing. And they're just mixed up and running after this and that and the other thing. And they aren't listening to the self. They aren't believing there's a value and a power there. This one is a letter that is, I can't believe I don't get more letters like this, but I don't. It's the first one I've gotten like this. So it says very simply, Joe writes, all right, I'm addicted to meth. I'm homeless. I'm completely alone in a city where I don't know anyone. I have no teeth. I'm getting so thin. Random people come up and ask me if I'm okay. I'm estranged from my family. I have no money. I'm dirty. My clothes are filthy. I recently resorted to petty crime to support my habit. I'm sick and my health is rapidly failing. I have no friends. I have no hope. This should give you something to work with. Thanks. So there's a lot of people in the world that are like this, where the things that they've done and run towards were so embraced, like I was talking in the beginning here in this video, rather than looking at the self, the deluge of everything that's in front of you and everything that mankind is doing has given you various directions, and you've honored those directions. They seem powerful. Look at this person's doing this. This person's doing this. This seems to work. This seems to be nice. This seems to be good. This seems to be evil. I want to run from this. I want to hide from this. I want to do this. All these things that come into your mind from everything you see have led you to where you are. You've heavily embraced them. But that's not the problem, because everyone in the world is doing that. Not everyone, but it's hard not to do it, or at least be susceptible to it. But what people aren't doing is realizing the value of their own self and their own spirit. Your advice that I can give you is, you've gone to where you have gone to, but not embracing your own self, your own spirit, your own value. And you have become a victim of the things that you open your eyes and see and gravitate towards. So, what do? Well, the body, in your particular circumstances, and not only your health and your teeth, the body is fragile. It needs a lot of help. It needs a lot of nurturing. It's only an indicator of what's happening inside, that you're this way, that you've become this way, and how you say you look at things and you don't know any people and you're losing hope. These are further indicators of what's going on inside, or actually not going on inside, in your spirit. It's just not there to guide you, but it is there. You don't realize it. Everything that you have answered to and found yourself in and happened to you with your estranged family and everything, all the circumstances may not all be your fault, but your perspective to them and your reaction to them and your search because of it is of you. It is your fault. But it's not like that makes you bad. It's that you just didn't realize it. So you had to reach out to a person that offers these services for free, which is very rare, that cares enough and loves enough and wants to be there and has to battle his own difficulties. Because like I said, I look out and I see all these things and people just don't seem to do anything about it. Many people that I've counseled, they say thank you. They get something out of what I say, but they go on with their life. And a lot of times it doesn't really seem to do anything about it. My own mother and father, they have various things that I've been talking with them about all these years. And I've made some really good points to them, but they don't seem to do anything about it. This is the way the world is. Now, I don't know if you're religious or not, but I want to just say there are a few things that can be benefited from religious teachings, Jesus specifically. And this is where I could lose you, and I'm sorry if I do. But I have to be honest and truthful with you. You've asked, and I have to give you what I have. If I don't give you what I have, you'll remain hopeless. I'll tell you a short story. Jesus went into the affairs of a house, of a high man, a leader type in society. And, you know, back then they had servants in the household. One of the servants came over to him and cried at his feet and kissed his feet. She knew who he was proposing to be. No one could prove it because he's in fleshly form. And she anointed them with her tears and wiped her feet with her hair, his feet with her hair. And the leader and the people in the household said, well, I thought you were some kind of a guru, some kind of a prophet. You don't even know what kind of a woman this is. This woman is you, if you realize who you are. What the people said was, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what kind of woman this is. If you were really a prophet or some high person, you would excuse her away and partake in this company that you're with, this high company. Well, that's what you've done. You grabbed at this and that and everything else. And what Jesus said is so important. And if you can understand this, the whole video will mean something to you. And you might have hope. He said, I came in. You did not offer me this or that or give me a kiss or anything. This woman has, since she came in here and I came in here, has not ceased kissing my feet and crying and anointing my feet and wiping them with her hair. This woman realizes something. So he told a brief story. He said there was a certain creditor and one person owed him a little and one person owed him a lot. And he canceled the debts. And Jesus said, which one will be more grateful and thankful to him for canceling those debts? And they said, well, I suppose the one that had the greater debt. And Jesus said, you have spoken correctly. This woman realizes how much she's in debt, how far she's fallen. She realizes what she's allowed herself to become and knows that he's there to help with that. And so she is the one that really needs me. And she recognizes she needs me. And he said to her, go, your sins are forgiven. Now, I don't even know if you know anything about these types of stories or what sins are or anything like that. I don't even know if your mind is rational. I don't even know. You know, dehydration would do bad things to you, let alone drugs. But I had to do what I had to do because you asked. And Jesus said, give to all who ask. You're finding yourself incredibly in need and in debt. If you believe in your spirit that you were made to realize that and throw it away and undo it. And that there's a force in the universe or on earth. I'm just me. But if you realize the words I'm saying have value, and they're specifically made from the fabric of the universe through, I believe, Jesus's mouth to your ears, if you can believe that this is what you are and need to see yourself as, you can ask, and whatever is asked will be given in his name, to have these sins removed, these limitations removed, these physical barriers that you've placed upon yourself and had placed on you all the days of your life can be removed by just you realizing it and saying, I'm going to listen to the Spirit from now on. I'm going to believe that there's something higher than what mankind has driven me to and what I've allowed myself to be managed by and led by. And I'm going to just simply believe more in the Spirit, in myself, in these words. And I'm going to be different. Your body's going to suffer, and you'll probably die prematurely because of your health. Jesus tells us not to fear those that can harm the body. The body's nothing. But to fear those that can harm your soul. You could die tomorrow. You could use a witness of what you gain from what I'm talking to you about right now and what you decide to do for a week or 2 weeks or a month or a couple of years, and share it with others with your deteriorated body. And you can do great things for other people's souls that are like you. You have a tremendous power with the life force that you have left, should you choose to believe what I'm telling you and do something about it. I won't say you can fix those problems. You're probably never going to be able to be what you could have been. But through this new road, you can be what you now can be. And you can take all this that you've had happen to you and make it a blessing, not only to you, but to everyone else that you touch for the rest of your life. This can be your new way that you are. All you need to do is believe and ask and do and receive. If you saw somebody that you knew had what you needed in a physical form, could you cry at their feet? Could you ask their attention? Could you know that the reason why they're saying something that is so divine is greater than the people in the very household that they're in that don't understand what he's doing? Could you do that? Could you walk in the world and see all the people with problems and all the people that are blind and all the people that are in darkness and know that you're no longer like them? If you could do that, then you have received the same thing as that woman received. You have that power. And I'm telling you, I know you have that power because I know that I have that power. And even if the things I believe in aren't true, or they're not the way I think they are, it still has existed in my life all these days, and I'm still passing it on and sharing it with you. That makes it real. I happen to also believe it's on a non-physical realm, unknowable, unprovable, here it is, just take it. If it was that simple, everyone would. It's simple and complicated at the same time. Receive. Ask, and you will receive. Believe, and you will be. And the horrible things that you have will be your testament of your overcoming to everyone who desperately needs a person like you to show that they believe and overcame. This is a great power. Believe it. Use it. I'll be happy to talk with you more if you like, but everything that needed to be said has been said. in this one video. I'm Paul Roberts, and this is Conscious Counseling 101.